Howdy, howdy. A little bit of a film on my windshield. I don't know what that's about. Hey Debbie, how are you? Hey Kristen, how are you? How's everyone's evening? I don't know why my windshield's all like, it's got this film happening on here. I'm gonna clean off my lens, see if that helps a little. That's a little better. Overtired, huh? But you're good. Okay. Yep, you get them signed off on it so you can get that taken care of. So we're going to go over and check another group of buildings. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Welcome. It's the first time we're going to be in this area, checking on this group of buildings. How did those tests come back? Oh, they came back negative. Yeah, you know, I test every weekend. I go over to the local Walgreens and I buy those self-testing kits, and it comes 2 tests in a box for like 18 bucks. So, you know, for 10 bucks a week for peace of mind, I test every Saturday or Sunday. So far they've all been negative. Hey Samantha, how are you? Got this places on the other side of the interstate that we've been asked to check on. This road I'm on now is, for whatever reason, as big as the city is of Joliet is, they don't have any neighborhood watch programs. They have like a neighborhood community where, you know, they go around and report people for code violations and junk cars in the driveways and things like that, but they don't have like a neighborhood watch. So we've been asked to come over and check in a building. I don't know about that gate. I don't know if you can see that gate, but there's enough room in that gate for someone to walk through. Hey Ryan, how are you? So it's my first time here, and that's the first thing I see that got my attention. I don't know about that. So I'll definitely get with the client about that. There's two sides to this building. And of course the other side is right here as well. Now this gate's locked up tight. But they could probably use some lights above the entry doors. I don't see anybody out and about, so that's a good thing. And then get this ambulance company over here. This ambulance company is the ambulance company that services the village of Rockdale. So that's kind of cool. I guess I seen earlier that Jason went live quite early, huh? It's interesting. I wonder why he went live so early. It's not raining or anything out here. I keep getting this dew on my windshield. Hey Bonnie, how are you? How's your day going? Yeah, I know he does as he goes into work, but so it's 8:50 my time. He usually rolls into work at about 9:50 my time. So he's about an hour ahead of his normal schedule. Somebody told me that their electric station is up and operating. So I guess that you could pull in your electric cars over here now, and yeah, you can power up your electric car. And I guess it went live today, so that's kind of cool. I wanted to come by and take a look at that. That is really cool. So those of you with those electric cars, I guess this would probably be the closest electric recharging station. That's kind of cool. Man, this Walmart is dead. Nobody is out here. So they have one of those in the village of Rockdale. I'll show it to you when I get over there. But it's not, it hasn't been operable. They put it in last year when it was not quite a high use thing yet. And it wasn't operable because people were breaking it more than it was being used. The guy was just losing money on it. But when you see Walmart doing it, it kind of makes you wonder. And they got 4 charging stations there. And the guy over in the village of Rockdale, he put in just the one, and he said it cost him a small fortune, almost more than the building. And then he shut it down right away because it was getting beat up and abused. So. Be interesting to see what Walmart does with their 4 stations. Walmart's got the money, I guess, so putting in 4 of them is just a drop in the financial bucket for those fine folks, I guess. But yeah, it's good to know that's up and running, because I'm starting to hear more and more people get electric vehicles in this area. And my thought was, with more electric cars showing up, are people going to start charging them? Yeah, sure, you're going to have, the capabilities at your house. But what if someone is in town visiting family with their electric car? Where would they go to charge it if they're visiting their daughter for a week with their electric car? Where would they go and charge it if their daughter didn't have a charging station? Or when their parents came and visited once or twice a year. So yeah, I think Walmart putting them in is going to be key to more people. I mean, has anybody seen a charging station anywhere other than Kristen and her brewery center? Has anyone else seen them? Where it's just like a standalone, like a service station or at a hardware store? Or welcome back, Sam. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Cindy, we were just over at the Walmart here, and they have 4 of those new electric car charging stations. Do you have those in your Walmarts yet? Chubby. How's your evening? Yeah, so this area had one, and I'm kind of by where the first one was over a year ago. And like I was telling people earlier, they spent a small fortune to install it, but people kept breaking it, you know, because of lack of knowledge of how it worked or something. And it even caught fire once. I don't know how he did that, but so he stopped using it. But now that Walmart has 4 of those stations, I'm curious to see how that's going to be used. 2140 Mound Road, Edge, gate open. Hey Dan, how are you? Hey Chris. Hey Dan, how many electric charging stations do you have in your area? Yeah, so Cliff, I get notifications of people who come in and just sit here and watch and don't say anything. So I say hi to those people, and you may not see them, especially if they're not on your friends list. How's things in Australia today? Yeah, there was my son Chris was on as well. Christopher, Chris, he was watching. He may still be here lurking in the background watching. Oh, cool. I'll look for that, Cliff. That should be fun to see. Hey, Steve. Steve Jr. in the house. What's up, Mr. Steve? Send these back. Marshall. Well, that's a new guy. You shared a screenshot? Where did you share that at? I know. Can you share a screenshot in a live stream? I've never tried that. So it looks like somebody took something out of their shed. I'll try to back up and see if you can see it here. And they painted it, and the overspray left like a outline on the blacktop. I don't. Can you see that there in front of that shed on the end? Oh man, that would really anger me if I owned the place and someone painted stripes on my blacktop. I think he just refinished this blacktop too. All right, Cindy, I'll look for that later on. I can't look at it when the video's running. Good Lord, that gate's getting louder and it's getting slower. Take an hour and a half to have the gate open. All right. Knocking them out, getting it done. I guess UPS is hiring. They got huge signs out here. Drivers wanted, warehouse workers wanted, manager wanted. Wow. Everybody must have left this one. They're hiring for everybody over here. Yeah, right? Yeah, I watched some of your delivery skills this morning. It was a little frightening. Secure at 908. Maybe auto body. 1840. Wow. Maybe that's why he started earlier then. Because he's about an hour ahead of where he normally starts. Yeah, if it's a fatality, they'll have to reconstruct the accident and document everything, so that could usually take several hours. So that's probably why they called him in early. A little traffic control, or to cover a shift when the other guy is doing all of his markings. Yeah, but that's one thing about being a traffic unit. When you've got to write up a report and there's a fatality involved, there's so much documentation, so much video, so many photographs. It takes forever today. Now they use drones to wow, this guy has really gone through and eliminated a lot of his older trash cans. Good. These have been sitting out here a long time. Yeah, the new drone technology can like map out feet distances and gets an overhead view. So then they can actually go back using the drone footage and put cars in the video for, like, if there's ever a court or a lawsuit, they can actually like reenact it in real time, sort of a thing, with digital video. Yeah, folks, I'm getting all of your messengers, but I cannot answer all of your messages that you send me on Messenger. I can't access them or reply to them when I'm live streaming. I only have the one smart device. So I will return your questions a little bit later. This looks interesting. This must be one of... These guys must have gone to Dan's driving school or something. Can't get his truck back in this parking spot. Huh. He's all jackknifed. How do you get a truck jackknifed in a parking lot? Definitely Dan's driving skills. All right. So earlier we were talking about electric charging stations. So this one that I'm going to be rolling up on, if it's still, he may have upgraded it. I think there's probably new technology that has arrived. But this is like an electric supply company for large electrical contractors. It's called Crescent Electric. And I'm going to swing around here so you can get a better view of it. Nope, it's still his original one. So this was one of the very first ones in this area that popped up. You know, it may be more than it could be 2 years ago now. And this was one of the first ones in the area. And I don't know why this cost him a small fortune, but he said he paid a small fortune to have this thing installed, but it wasn't getting use. But the little use it did get, somehow people would always damage it. Now, how you damage that thing, I don't know. It just looks like an old-fashioned payphone on the side of a road. I don't know. I would say it had to be intentional damage. I don't know. But anyway, that was one of the first ones. Now I see that Walmart has 4 stations, and they're pretty elaborate over there at the Walmart. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those. I don't know. I have not a clue. I guess you just swipe your card or something, and then you tell it how many hours you want, and however much charging your car receives in those hours is what you get. I don't know. I don't own an electric vehicle. I never plan on owning an electric vehicle, so I have not a clue how they work. normal run. I'm kind of doing it backwards now that we have that new place out on McDonough, because I went further out. Started further out and then worked my way back. So this seems weird doing all this in reverse. But that may be a good thing. Because if somebody knew my regular route, switching it up every now and again certainly doesn't help the bad guy. If there should be one. Hey Chief, how are you? Welcome. Any questions of this live stream? Certainly ask away, sir. Now, gate open. Yeah, I seen that, Matt, and I was saying earlier that it was probably a fatality if they called them in earlier. All right, I'm going to pull in and see if there's anybody idling here, and that's why this gate is open. Yep, there's a guy. This is a truck parking lot. These people pay $200 a month. Some pay $250 a month to park their rigs in here. And there's a guy sitting right there. So that explains why this gate is open. So I will not close it. So 9:17, gate open, but truck idling. So we shall leave it open. Julie, welcome. You appear to be a new name. Where are you from, Julie? It's the Logan PD, Cindy, is what they're talking about. Policing for Our Community is their page name. I think I've seen you on there before. Gadram is just the officer's last name. Nice and quiet out here tonight. It's also quiet on the stream. Not a whole lot of conversation going on. It's not a bad thing. People got things to do, places to be. I can respect that. You're from Maples? That's kind of cool. like the local trains rolling through. Kind of sounds like Dan's car. All that rattling and stuff. Propane casings and the cages are all secure. It's a big warehouse on the right. For those of you that haven't heard me share this story before, this warehouse is full of forklifts that run on propane. So they go through a lot of propane here, and they got a big propane storage place out back. And if they forget to lock it up, sometimes even when it is locked, people come and break into it and help themselves to propane tanks. So that's what we're looking for when we come through here. You know, this village doesn't have many of those, Cindy. They do have, though, people who will come in and take them back to other places, even when they're full, just to get the deposit on the tanks. Just for like gas money and, you know, weed money. It's not necessarily, you know, heavy drug users. Just your common, run-of-the-mill weed money seekers, or people that don't want to work, need your $20 fix for the week for fuel or something. No, they take the tanks back and get the deposits on them. I think it's like a $8 or $15 deposit per tank. Okay, just about done with the industrial and commercial stuff. That will just leave us a residential area, so we're right on time here so far. Stillwell, secure, and nobody present. 9:25. There's more commercials on this station than there is music anymore. Somebody remind me to take that receiver hitch out of the back of this van and put it back in the house, so I have to hear it rattle all night long. Well, it's like he's catching up on work. His parking lot's thinning out. Right. It's one of those locations I gotta check a door. Be right back. Alright. Door's locked. Where's my hand sanitizer? Something was icky on that door. Something was icky and sticky. There we go. Put some hand sanitizer on. Who knows what that was? FedEx guy. Usually don't see them out here. Welcome back, Chris and John. Yeah, so when you're going to do a brake job, when you do a brake job, you replace, you don't have to replace the rotors, but you don't always have to replace the wheel cylinders, but you can cut down the rotors, which means like smooth them off. But yeah, you're always changing out the pads. If you're gonna do a brake job, always change out brake pads. And I always do the front and back at the same time. Brake jobs are one of the most common, that and oil changes are some of the most common regular maintenance needs of every vehicle. I would say it's probably oil jobs, followed by brake jobs, followed by batteries, followed by tires. Those are always things that need maintenance. Looks good on here. Park looks clear. Our fondler is not out here fondling. That's good. If you bought inferior brake pads, like if you bought brake pads that are only good for like 15 to 20,000 miles, and you know, those would be the $13 and $15 brake pads. The most not Napa, but like Pep Boys or O'Reilly's sell. They're only good for like 15, maybe 20,000 miles, unless you go up and down hills and you stop a lot. I always buy the high premium brake pads where I can get about 30,000 miles on it. And if you think about it, 15,000 miles, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to put 15,000 miles on your car. Spend the extra money, get the $30 brake pads instead of the $12 ones, and it's well worth it. But see, I could still change my own brakes unless it's something that requires. What was that? Unless it's something that requires rotors or wheel calipers. Hey, bud. Hey, you all right? What's going on here? No, that's all right. Nope. All right. All right. Have a good night, man. Wow. Oh, all right. Mark that as unusual. I don't know if you guys seen that on the camera, but there's a guy sitting there on a sidewalk, and behind him was a little bit of a hill, and he's just laid back on the hill, I thought it was like a Halloween decoration. But no, it was a guy laying there. I went over, asked him if he was all right, and he didn't say anything at first. So I shook him, and he says, "What can I help you with?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just checking on you, bud." And he's like, "Yeah, I live here," and that he was just enjoying a nice night. Alrighty then. If I wouldn't have checked on him, he probably would have been somebody dying. But anyway, that guy's alright. Who sits in the dark, leaned back on a hill, looking up at the sky, not answering people when they're asking them if they're okay? Who does that? Anyway. Mark that as unusual. Took our park benches. No one camped out on the park bench. Alright. Now we just had. Woo! Smells like skunk out here. Yeah. Somebody hit a skunk. Alright. That takes care of that. We'll knock out residential, and then I think we are done. Another day in the books. Now residential is a little different than industrial. Industrial, because I've been checking on it, with the exception of that new place, I've been checking on it for years. So I'm familiar with what it should look like. But residential, we're looking for like open doors, open garages, things that are out of place. Totally, like, it's a different set of eyes for me looking in the residential area as it would be for the commercial or industrial areas. Hey, what's up, Dan? Good work. That's good work. A fender bender. He's still on it. The fender benders usually doesn't take all that long to clear. Just a change of information, insurance stuff, little police report. Maybe someone's written a citation. Maybe somebody isn't. And then, bam, off you go. Hit an electric pole. Now that's a little different story, because now you're waiting on the utility to come out and make sure that the integrity of the pole is still there for it to stand without falling and injuring somebody. Going through Nashville. That's a good town. It's garbage night. No, I don't see a whole lot of people going through garbages looking for salvageables or sellables. I don't see that anymore. It's the first Halloween decoration of the night. Yeah, I'll be done here about in about 20 minutes, and I'll log in. Oh, there's a kitty cat there. Anybody see that kitty cat? There, kitty, 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 kitty. There, kitty, 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 kitty. It's a weird spot to just kind of sit. Do adjacent and go with no lights. Yeah, I'm not actively trying to hide. I want people to see me out here. I want people to know I'm out here. So, if I had to hide, I certainly would. I don't want to start any bad practices, Cliff. My volunteers watch these streams, and I don't want them to think they can drive around without lights on. Yeah, I don't think that'd work very well, Ryan. They don't have double doubles here. They just got. This is hilarious. I think you guys enjoy this. They just got regular coffee here. They call it coffee. Small, large, small, medium, and large. They don't have a double double. Check out this guy. You think he had any garbage he wanted to get rid of? Yeah, like it doesn't fit in the can, so let's just keep overfilling it. And he's got bags that are attached to the outside of it. All right then. This guy's got so many cars that he just started parking them instead of parallel parking. He's got them just backed in there. Dan's like, yeah, somebody feed me a double double. Yeah, well, no, we just got regular coffee. Unless you're one of those Starbucks people, and then you go in there, you ask for a Mocha Loca with Joka Hoka and 2 squirts of extra caffeine, I guess. Yeah, I know that you love coffee. I am not a fan of coffee, unless it's like cappuccino, like the cold refrigerated coffees. Hot coffee, I'll drink one maybe every now and again, but I really haven't found a good coffee. Yeah, this is Cat Alley. Oh, I see one cat up ahead. Oh, there's another cat. There's 2, 3, 4 cats. Good Lord, look at them all. That's a lot of kitty cats. Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Smells like skunk really bad in this area, so whenever the skunks are out, the cats will go and hide. There's another cat. And another cat. Wow. This neighborhood is just full of cats. Can you see the cat off on the left side there? And then that truck right straight ahead. There's a cat underneath that truck too. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. There, kitty. Tons and tons of cats. There's a phone. Oh, this is a baby. Hi, kitty. Hi there. I need to bring some treats or something. I need to bring some cat treats. But maybe I shouldn't feed them, huh? No, this guy's got a strap. Flapping in the wind. Yes, their eyes do glow. Yeah, they're all feral. All the cats in this area are feral. You hardly see anybody let their pet cats out. All their pet cats are indoor. There's another one. Oh, this is a multicolored kitty. Hi, kitty, kitty. Oh, that's a 3-colored cat. That's kind of cool. 3-colored kitty cat there. Yeah, they're all out and about on the prowl. Those look more like Christmas decorations than Halloween decorations, but they do look nice. Now this guy, he does a really good job decorating his house. He always does a fantastic job here. I'll turn off my light so you can see. This guy does a really good job here. Yep. Actually, this thing in the front yard here with the red hair, it kind of looks like you, Cindy. But I like how he's got the pumpkins that are going up the side of the house. Then he's got some ghosts over there. Really cool. Yeah, this is a really cool one here. That guy does a great job. You should see his Christmas. His Christmas setup is fantastic. And then here's one right across the street too. There's one right over here. There's another one. Really nice. Nicely done. Yep. People do a good job here. Fire department. Oh, it's well over here. Wow. Listen to me yawning. What's that about? It's early. Too early to be yawning. Kind of left side here has one Halloween decoration, and it looks like it's like in the music industry, or like sheet music, like a clef note. A clef note is kind of a bizarre Halloween decoration. But hey, each their own. gentleman standing outside on the sidewalk. Yep, he lives there. I know that gentleman. He is good to go. That was the guy I checked on last week or the week before. I went by his house and his front door was wide open, and I went to check on him, and he was actually taking his garbage cans out from around back of his house to the front of his house. Why he decided to leave his front door wide open, I don't know. But it was unusual, so I checked on him. All was well. More decorations on the left and right here. Now, I think I would feel safe by mentioning that most of the people that live on this block, and it's one of our longest streets in the village, is currently suffering COVID. Some variant of COVID, either a bad case or a severe case, and they mostly all live on the street. Yeah, it's a very this is a very highly populated street. Right, the people who live in these houses here are individuals who have 5 or 6 adult family members living with them, or teenagers that have their own vehicles. So yes, there is lots of cars on that street, lots of them. And I don't know why there's, of the probably 300 people that live on that street alone, why nearly 60 of them are currently ill. I know they like to gather a lot for block parties and things like that, but what did everybody do today? Rattle off what everybody did today to help one other person. Did you give somebody a ride? Did you run an errand for somebody? I always like to hear good stories of what people have done in their day to help one other person's day be better. So y'all share with me what you've done today to help one other person. Okay, we only got about 4 streets to go. 4 more streets. We have got another one done. Apparently I'm doing this tomorrow as well. I'm here for the rest of the week. I will be out doing this. For those of you that are new, we patrol the village of Rockdale, Illinois. It's kind of like a village watch sort of a program. We are volunteers. We do this free. We come out between the hours of 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. during the fall. We try to stream every day. There's some days that I don't stream. That's good news, Cindy. Let me see, what Cliff say? Cliff says, I got up and went and did some shopping, then went out and test ran on my new phone holder and made a video where I live. The video where I live. Now at home having a double-double. Sweet. Sweet bunny rabbit. Yeah, I'm gonna look for that video a little bit later. I'm within 10 minutes of being done here. And I'll be joining in on all the streams. Crickets out here. Good Lord. Still not as loud as the crickets that were on Jason's stream a couple nights ago. Man, it sounded like one of them was sitting on top of the camera. Hey Gwen, how are you? Samantha, welcome back. Gwen, have you joined our stream before? I don't recognize the name. Where are you from? Hi Sam, how are you? Folks, if you haven't liked and hit the follow button and turn on the notifications, go ahead and do that, please. Trying to get as many followers and as likes as we can so that we could turn on other available options here with Facebook. You know, folks, I'm seeing mixed in with some Halloween decorations, I am seeing Christmas decorations already. Hello, Amy. Welcome. Where are you from? How did you find us? So we had somebody on for Maples earlier, and everybody knows that Chris is from Australia. You see, Gwen says that she is from the beautiful low country of South Carolina, a great state. One of the best in the country, actually. Well, welcome, Gwen. Please hit that like button as I ask, and follow and notifications, and share the video too if you can. Get all your friends to come on over and watch us. And we are patrolling the village of Rockdale, Illinois. We are a village watch patrol made up of about 4 to 5 volunteers. We used to have a little bit more. People come and go. Amy says that she follows Jason. Yep. And from Grand Rapids. All right. Well, I appreciate you joining in and hanging out with us as I patrol the village. Yes. That's what I'm hearing, Gwen. And I hope to get that way. I was there. I flew into Atlanta, Georgia. And then I took a bus, like a Greyhound bus, up through that part of the country to pick up a car that I bought off of eBay 1,000 years ago. Then I drove the car out of there, and it was great. A great road trip time. So. You know, what we're going to start seeing here, what we need to be on the alert for here in the next few upcoming weeks, as the leaves start to fall and people start to begin taking care of their yard, their fall yard work, i.e. Twigs and leaves and burning. Once they start a burn pile, it's not uncommon for them to go in the house and take a break and then forget that they've left their burn pile outside unattended. So I'm always on the lookout in the fall for burn piles that may have lost the attention of their owners. And there's one or two that have gotten away on people over the last couple of years, and I've had to knock on some doors and remind them. Marine Corps. Looks like someone's throwing out a mattress here. Yep, looks like they got a new TV too. Good for them. And our second garage that we check on to make sure it's down is down. So that is good. These streets here in the winter are very hazardous. And not too many, there's another kitty cat. Not too many winters ago, the village decided that they were going to try their luck with sand instead of salt to melt the ice. And yeah, that didn't work so well. So hopefully they've gone back to salt now. I'm all about being environmentally friendly, but when it comes to safety, I always put safety first, right? So when you have some hills, let's use some salt to melt the ice so nobody gets hurt. All right, I think we are on our last two streets here, folks. And then we have got this one for the day done. Yard ornaments are, I don't know if I shared that with you in one of our streams last week. We were seeing some yard ornaments that were being taken out of people's yards, not necessarily stolen, but relocated into other residents' yards as some sort of a prank. Like, I guess, so when people wake up, they're like, yeah, how'd this get here, sort of a thing. So, yeah. Well, here comes a ton of cars. All right. So that is it. That concludes today's Village Watch Patrol. Not much to report, with the exception of the gentleman at the beginning of the stream who was leaning against a small hill that looked like he was either passed out or having some sort of a health issue. And he didn't respond to me checking on him, saying, hello, are you okay? Until I got out and went over there. And yeah, he actually lived there, he said. I didn't recognize him. And he said that he was just enjoying a night, looking at the sky. But anyway, each of their own. Hey, Dee Dee, welcome. We're just wrapping up here. So, speaking of wrapping up, thank you all who have taken a minute out of your day to come hang out with me as I patrolled around the village. I appreciate you coming along with me. And for those of you who will be watching this video back in its entirety a little bit later on, we thank you for taking the time to watch it. Remember, our videos are uploaded on our YouTube channel with the date on them. If you want to go back and watch any particular one, they're all saved on the YouTube channel. So, thank you all for hanging out. We will be back tomorrow. Again, we do our patrols between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, until tomorrow, enjoy your day, enjoy your evening, and remember to try to do something to help one other person each and every day. We'll all live in a better world. Good night. Thanks. Bye.